So the quote that I chose is by emphasizing our sociality, the Confucius simultaneously emphasized our relationality. An abstract individual I am not, but rather as Ames emphasizes a particular son, husband, father, grandfather, teacher, student, colleague, neighbor, friend, and more. In all of these roles, I'm defined in large, measured by others with whom I interact, highly specific personages related to me in one way or another. They are not abstract, autonomous individuals either. Moreover, we do not play these roles as we tend to speak of them, but rather live our roles. And when all of them have been specified and their interrelationships made manifest, then we have, for Confucius, then thoroughly individuated. But with nothing left over with which to piece together an autonomous individual self, being thus the aggregate sum of the roles I live, it must follow that as I grow older, my roles will change, and consequently, I will become literally a different person. And so I think the first thing that we can gain from this is that if we do a cross-cultural comparison between Western ideology and Eastern ideology, specifically Confucius, on the Western side, we're often told about this essential part of ourself that is separate from everything. And if we whittle everything away, there's that one thing, a part of us that is just our true self. It's often called the soul or my personality or the self. And Confucius is completely separate from that. He has a completely different idea, and that the self is not on its own. If anything, the self is made up by all of our environments, all of our relationships, and all of the people that are in our lives. And there's a quote in the book that also talks about how, Confucius believed that you cannot have humanity with one person. Humanity requires two people because we are not human beings without other people, and that we are a self by the roles that other people play in our lives and the roles that we play in their lives. And then our second point is that since the relationships that we have are so essential to ourselves, and relationships are constantly changing, and the roles that we play in those relationships, then the self is not stagnant. The self is constantly changing as well. My relationship as a daughter with my parents is always changing. And as I grow older, it's going to be less of them giving to me. And now I will be taking on the role as a caregiver when they get older, stuff like that. And so those relationships change. We also have new people who come into our lives who change our perspectives as well. And then towards ethics, how to act ethically is based off of our relationships. The appropriate action is based off of the relationship and the environment or the situation itself. And so there's not exactly one appropriate way to act or one ethical way to act. It is a number of different ways. And then lastly, Confucius also really highlights epistemology, and how we learn things is based off of mostly our relationship with our parents. And he also highlights how we don't learn from our parents when they scold us or when they tell us things, but more so we learn from watching their relationship with their own parents. So we learn things like deference and when it's appropriate to rebel and all of that stuff. And so I appreciate you guys listening. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.